All right, breaking news here from the San Diego Padres. Bob Melvin, he was speaking to the media before the Padres take on the Dodgers tonight at Dodger Stadium, and he mentioned that Yu Darvish is going to be shut down for the rest of the 2023 season. Obviously, it was the elbow injury. We don't know if he's going to have surgery in the offseason, but he had a bone spur in that elbow, and so he was shut down. And I think they tried to ramp him back up, and it just wasn't going well. And even if it was going well, like Musgrove, according to Bob Melvin, Musgrove's continuing to throw. But even if it went well, I don't think it was the right move for Darvish to try to get back on the mound. I don't think it's the right move for Joe Musgrove to try to get back on the mound this season. When the season's over, there's no point in doing it. The only thing that's going to happen, that could happen if they try to get back on the mound, is something negative. Like, because if you get back on the mound successfully, I mean, there's nothing positive out of that because it's not like you're going to get on the mound and go pitch in big league games for the Padres, meaningful big league games at least. So again, I would just shut down both of these guys. But yeah, Darvish is the first one here. Testing revealed an olecranon stress reaction in the veteran righty's throwing elbow. I'm not 100% sure what that means. Okay, so when I look it up, it says it's the bony tip of the elbow when it's fractured due to stress. So I'm hoping that rest will help this for you, Darvish. But obviously, I think a lot of Padres fans are thinking about this, and it's like, man, Darvish, he's not. This isn't his first or second year in the big leagues, for sure. He's not in his prime probably anymore, and they have him for 5 more years after this at almost $80 million, I believe. So like, we need this guy to be healthy. The Padres need this guy to be healthy. And it's not just the contract length, but the situation going into next season. Who knows if Michael Walker is going to be here because the Padres might not pick up those club options and he goes to free agency, signs with another team. Blake Snell, Padres are not expected to re-sign him, which I don't see why they should be expected to re-sign him. So let's say he walks. There's two, worst case, and Lugo could be a third. So now you're looking at a rotation that has Musgrove coming off a shoulder injury, Darvish coming off of this injury, and how are you going to fill out the rest of the rotation? And so if Darvish isn't healthy, that's another question mark for this rotation. So yeah, Darvish, it is a priority. He needs to be healthy. So this obviously was the right move for the Padres to shut him down because again, there was nothing positive that was going to come out of this for him to continue to throw. He's been on the IL since August 26th. His last start, obviously, was in Milwaukee. Didn't give the Padres a ton of length in that outing. I believe it was 4 innings, and then he allowed a lot of base runners in that fifth inning, and obviously had to leave there. 5 earned runs in that outing. And I'll talk about this more on the show tomorrow after the Padres-Dodgers series is over. I'll do a full live stream like usual and talk about this more at length and kind of evaluate Yu Darvish's season and all that. But just when I think of Yu Darvish's 2023 season, after signing the extension, it was a disappointing season because he wasn't as consistent as he probably thinks he should have been. He wasn't as consistent as I think a lot of Padres fans were hoping he was going to be. I think Musgrove's season this year is disappointing. Not a whole lot because of like his performance on the field, but just he just wasn't on the field as much as we were hoping, right? Like there was just injuries, and so that sucks. And Darvish obviously was injuries, but not as much as Musgrove. Here, when he was on the mound, it was just inconsistent outings. Like there were some times where he went the 6 innings, the 7 innings, right? You can go back to like April. I think it was against Milwaukee at home where he goes 7 innings and gives up like 1 run and strikes out double-digit guys. You saw that at points this season for Yu Darvish, but then there was also some outings later in the year where it definitely wasn't that, and it was 4 or 5 innings, 4 1/3, and there was obviously the big blow-up outing at Yankee Stadium. It just was not the consistent Yu Darvish, and so yeah, that was disappointing. And this rotation, though, like it's not the reason why the Padres are not going to be a postseason team. Like there's been injuries, Lugo, Waka at times this year. We know that. And Musgrove, obviously, Darvish. But it's not the main reason why they missed the postseason, why they're not going to be in the postseason this year. But it is one of those things that obviously we will talk about in the offseason. And there's going to be question marks going into this offseason, going into next season, even if they do fill out this rotation with some guys that we know. maybe let's say one or two of these guys come back, there's still going to be questions because of Musgrove and Darvish because of what happened at the end of this season, right? The question marks of their health. Will they be able to stay healthy? So Darvish shut down. And so what does that bring for the rest of this season? I mean, you're going to continue to see Pedro Avila, Matt Waldron, Rich Hill was placed on waivers. So we'll see if another team picks him up. If not, he'll stay on the roster. Maybe he'll start games. Maybe they bring up a prospect to start a game or two here in September. We'll see. But I'm not sad that Darvish is out for the rest of the year. I mean, it sucks that the injury took place, no doubt, but I'm not sad that, oh, the Padres decided to shut him down. No, I think it's the right decision. You can leave your thoughts, obviously, in the comments. If you missed my conversation with Jim Russell earlier today, you can go watch that here on YouTube or listen to that on podcast platforms. We talked about a lot of different things about this Padres team, so hopefully you will enjoy that.